The conqueror, the emperor, the champion, the lion is here. Hey, ha! Nzobu nzobu, enyi mba enyi. Igbo ekele m ọnụ. Ibana agutu ụzọ agutu ọnụ. I still remain your favorite custodian of Igbo culture and tradition, High Chief Aguzi Golden Seed, the Oracle, or the Ekumeku of the whole Ikedro na Ekumeku. Oh yes, biko burukwe n'obi na onye na-amaghị mgbe eji ozu asị ya bụ ma oshinoko na abụọ. All right, with that being said, in this episode of Igbo history, we're going to be looking at a very important aspect of Igbo history that has almost been wiped away from the thoughts and minds of Igbos. Oh yes. Now don't be shocked that this really happened. Hear me very well. It is one of the major reasons that the British colonial masters hated the Igbo nation. I'm talking about the Ekumeku Resistance. Now you might be asking, what is the Ekumeku Resistance? The Ekumeku Resistance is the British-Igbo war that lasted for 31 years. 31 years. All right, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Recall that the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885 gave European nations the right to lay claims on lands and resources in Africa. Now, if you don't understand that, let me tell you. The Berlin Conference was a meeting of European nations when they came together to partition Africa. They tore Africa into pieces and they shared and took possession of Africa even before invading Africa for colonization. So I don't really want to talk about the Berlin Conference. I will talk about it in one of my videos. All right, so after the Berlin Conference, the European nations had to now officially invade Africa. And when they came to Africa, a whole lot of African tribes put up a good fight and stood against the invasion and the suppressive power of the British. One of such tribes are the Igbo people of the ancient Biafra, who currently are one of the major tribes in Nigeria. The Ekumeku movement was the name of the Igbo army that held the British at bay and fought them for 31 good years. Yeah, it consisted of a great number of attacks and uprisings by the Anyoma people against the British from 1893 to 1914. The Ekumeku warriors were bound by a secret oath and they utilized the guerrilla tactics to attack the British Royal Company. The British invaded Indoni in 1870 and on November 2nd, 1897, they bombarded Onitsha from River Niger. So this set up the tempo for the rest of the war. The Royal Niger Company was commanded by Major Festin and they engaged the Anyoma people of the Iguzo in 1898. The battle was so severe in Owa in 1904 that the commander W.E.B. Crawford requested for more firearms to be able to crush the Western Anyoma communities. The people of Owa, again in 1906, engaged the British in a gruesome battle that consumed the life of the British commander S.O. Crewe. Owashuku faced the British on the 2nd of November 1909 and dealt a heavy blow to the British, who sustained many casualties with the death of H.C. Chapman. The Ekumeku became a formidable force in Igbo land and a great source of nationalism for the Anyoma people. It also served as a uniting cord that held together various towns who were independent of each other in the past. I want to make this point straight. The Igbo were a republican people and each town had their own leadership, which was drawn from the oldest of men and families. Just to get that point clear, because why I chip this one in is because there is this wrong notion that Igbos don't have leaders, and when the British came to the Igbo land, that they made the Igbo people scattered and not organized, which is very, very wrong. Now, every Igbo community had their leader, and the leader, the person who leads the community, the person who leads that clan, has always been the oldest man in the community. All right. Now let me chip this one in. The war could have lasted longer and possibly ended in British defeat if the Anyoma people had equivalent firepower as compared to that of the British, and also if they had more allies, more force, more cooperation from the other great Igbo communities, kingdoms and towns. But even at that, other towns and communities were facing the British invasion on their own. Now, in December 1902, they sent a powerful expedition to Anyoma Kingdom, which resulted to destruction of so many homes, so many built houses, the death of so many persons, both civilians and soldiers of the Anioma people. It led to destruction of properties, death of livestock, and also the leaders of the Anioma people were arrested. So, which was the cutting edge to the defeat of the Anioma people in Igbo land. After this, the British celebrated their victory because they, after seeing what they've done, they took it that yes, they have finally overcome the Ekumeku military cult and have gotten the Anioma people under control. But to their greatest surprise, in 1904, the fearless Ekumeku rose again. I want you to know that the Igbo people are a proud and egalitarian set of people. They don't go down easily. For a typical Igbo man to concede defeat, just know that there is a victory on the other side that he wants to go and take over. So something better is calling on the other side. It means there is a win-win. When there is no win-win, the typical Igbo man does not concede defeat. Just for you, so you know. The last battle began in 1909. In 1909, there was a succession issue in Ogwashukwu, where the British tried to remove the rightful king and enthrone someone else. One of the heads of the throne, Nzekwe, the son of the last Obi, sensed the plot of the British and went to war with them to fight for his inheritance. November 2nd, 1909, the British sent an expedition to Ogwashukwu to capture him, but they failed. Because at that point, no amount of firepower could defeat or quench the sympathy and dedication of the people towards the Ekumeku. In Asaba, the sympathy towards the Ekumeku was so high, that the people had a disposition to throw off the already installed British government in certain parts. So at the time, the acting lieutenant governor of the southern provinces sent an agitated telegram, and as a result of that, reinforcements were sent from Lokoja. So the war raged on until 1914, when the Ekumeku was finally defeated. And in that 1914, that the northern and southern protectorates were amalgamated. We are joined together as one country. All right. Now here are some of the heroes of the Ekumeku Resistance. Now these men fought with their lives. These men gave their all. These men sacrificed a whole lot. And till date, in Anioma land, in the whole of Anioma land, these names are remembered and will forever be remembered. Yes, because of the input they gave, because of the spirit that they brought out, because of the totality of everything they had. And of course, they didn't do it alone. They did it with the support of their kingsmen, the Anioma people. So these are the heroes of Anioma, and today they are remembered for it. The Ekumeku has long been defeated, no doubt. But no matter how far we travel in time, no matter how far we travel in history, it will forever be in record that a certain tribe stood up to defend their ancestry, their legacy, their heritage from the tyranny of Wilberforce. Yes. Until date, let me tell you, till date, in Nigeria, the Igbo people remains one of the fewest tribes, if not the only tribe, I stand to be corrected, that still fight indirectly against the British tyranny whenever it comes up in any form. Right? Whether anyone accepts it or not, I am saying this. It is on this sentiment that they supplied weapons and ammunition to the Nigerian government during the Nigerian Biafra civil war to fight and kill the Igbos during the war between 1967 and 1970. The very major essence for this video is not to stir any form of strife or hatred or war or fight or agitation against any set of people or against the British government, but it is to educate the younger persons. History can never be wiped off. The history of a person is one of the biggest determinant factor to who the person is at the very moment. So at this juncture, I will shut it down for now. Please, I want you to do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our post and share. Please, if you have any comment, just go down to the comment section and drop the comment. I need it. I and my team, we needed to be able to build up and arrange newer contents for you. All right, so at this juncture, I now say that you're no. See you next time. Thank you very much.